Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we'll do one row repeat crochet stitch. It's quite nice for a blanket, for a scarf, for even a thick cardigan, whatever you can do with this stitch. This stitch works with even numbers. So I have here 12 chains. We're gonna do a small sample. I'm gonna use 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. After you chain your even numbers, we're gonna skip the first chain, and into the second chain from the hook we're gonna do a single crochet, and this row is gonna be single crochet in each chain. So we're gonna move to the next chain, single crochet, next chain, single crochet, and so on. It's very easy. This stitch goes really fast, but I will have to say this one might take a lot of yarn. So if you have scrap yarn, if you want to finish and get rid of some yarn that just is not enough for one project, you can do a blanket, a scarf, but just make sure that whatever you choose to do with the scrap yarn, make sure that the yarn is the same size. Okay, last chain, single crochet. Okay, now we're gonna chain two. You're always gonna chain two at the end. You chain two, turn your work, and this one is gonna go so fast. So the first stitch, it's here. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna start pulling up loops. So we're gonna go once, yarn over the hook, go back again for the second time, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, you go again for the third time, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and go back again for the fourth time. Now you're gonna pull the yarn through all these loops. You're gonna chain one, we're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna repeat once, twice, third, and the fourth time. So we're gonna have like how many loops? 2, 4, 6, 8 loops, and then pull the yarn through all these 8 loops, chain one. We're gonna skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna repeat once, twice, the third and the fourth time. Pull the yarn through all the loops, chain one. Skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna repeat. So once, twice, third and the fourth time. Pull the yarn through all the loops, then chain one. And we're gonna do like this until we finish this row. Skip the next stitch, and into the next we're gonna repeat. So you're gonna have 8 loops on your hook, pull the yarn through all 8 loops, chain one. So we're left with 2 stitches. Skip the next stitch, and into the next, which is the last stitch, we're gonna repeat. We're gonna do a puff. So once, you go back again into the same stitch, second time, third time, and the fourth time. Pull the yarn through all 8 loops, chain 2, turn your work, and from this moment forward, this will be the row that you're gonna repeat until you finish your project, whatever you choose to do. Yeah. So we have the puff, and we have a space here. Yeah. So in this space, we're gonna repeat. So you go in there, start picking up loops. So once, twice, third, and the fourth time. Pull the yarn through all the loops, chain one. Then you're gonna skip the puff, and you're gonna go into this space, and you're gonna repeat. Pull the yarn through all the loops, and sometimes you might have some trouble. Just make sure that the loops, when you pick up, they're well, loose enough that you can pass the crochet hook through all these loops. Then chain one, move to the next. So you have the space. You skip the puff and you go into that space. Yeah. So once, twice, third, and the fourth time. It's very important when we work with puffs that every time you pull up a loop, it has to be the same height. Otherwise, some strands of the puff formation, they're gonna be bigger and they will be out and you will see them. Yeah, it's very important with puffs. That's the issue that some viewers don't want to try, because it's just I can't keep the tension with the puffs when I pull the puffs, the loops. So you move to the next space and you repeat. So once, twice, third, and the fourth time. Pull the yarn through all the loops, chain one, and you skip the puff and you go into that space. Well, this is called the bean stitch, but the bean stitch in itself, it's a little bit loose. With the bean stitch we go only 3 times, but with this one we go 4 times. So for a headband, for a hat, for a warm thick scarf or a blanket, I think you should go 4 times. Depends on your yarn size. Yeah, maybe if you have a thick yarn, maybe only 3 times is more than enough. So at the end here we have the puff and the chain 2, and we have a space there. Yeah, so we're gonna go through that space right there, and we're gonna start pulling up loops. So once, twice, the third, and the fourth time. Pull the yarn through all the 8 loops, chain 2, and you're gonna repeat again. So you skip the puff here and you have the space right there, this one. So once, second, third, and fourth, chain 1, move to the next. That's why I said this one is gonna go so fast. For a headband, I think this one is quite nice to work. And for a scarf, this in like less than 3 hours, you're done. To be honest with you, you are done. Even for a beginner. But the problem for beginners with the puffs is the tension to keep these strings that you see, 1, 2, 3, for example, not to pop one, to pop out, because you pull the loop kind of loose. That's the problem sometimes. So at the end we skip the puff and we have that space there. It's so easy to be seen. Yeah? So you go into that space and you pull up loops once, second, third, and the fourth. You chain 2 and you start all over again. This goes so fast and it's so thick. Well, this yarn recommends that I should use 3.5mm crochet hook, but I went with half of number bigger, because with the puffs you need at least half of number bigger. Like when we work with the front post or back post, you have to go a little bit bigger with the crochet hook than the yarn recommends. Yeah, so I did a sample. This is the sample. It's quite easy, and the sides for a blanket or a scarf, they're quite nice. Yeah, if you like. So this is very, very easy, goes really fast. The stitch is reversible, so you can give a try for those of you that are beginners. So if you want to finish, you're gonna finish with, you're gonna chain 2 like normal. You turn your work, and then you're gonna do single crochet in each stitch. So the space here, you're gonna do a single crochet. You move to the chain 1 from the previous row, and you're gonna do a single crochet, then the stitch, single crochet, the chain, single crochet, the stitch, and so on. You're gonna do a single crochet in each of them, especially for, well, blanket or scarf. If you want to attach a border to the blanket, or if you want to attach tassels or fringe for a scarf, I think it's nice to finish with a single crochet on top. That way it's gonna be easy to know how many stitches you skip for fringes or border. So the stitch, single crochet, and you have the chain 2, in which we're going to go on top of the second chain right there, and we're going to do a single crochet. Yeah. So this is the stitch, but because it's thicker than the bean stitch, I think this is quite nice to change colors for a blanket. It's amazing for a blanket how warm this is. So I'm sure those of you that you crochet a lot, you have yarn that it's leftover pieces here and there. If they're the same size, the pieces, the skeins of yarn, you can use this for a blanket, yeah, and can do something nice. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day.